A family and community in mourning over the loss of a 12-year-old Houston girl allegedly kidnapped and murdered by two Venezuelan illegal immigrants. Her mother speaking out on her daughter's legacy.
I have a bunch of gratitude for everybody that's made an appearance. It just really reminds me how much she really was cared for in this city and was loved, and she meant something to everybody, even if they didn't know her.
Our next guest is stepping up to help her family and cover Jocelyn's funeral expenses. Houston business owner Jim McIngvale joins us now. Tell me, this is a wonderful thing that you're doing, Mac. What is it? What inspired you to do this?
Well, Jocelyn's death was tragic for all of us in Houston. In fact, she would have gone to high school in a couple of years, the same high school my children went to, and she was killed about 6 miles from our main store here in Houston. So I was informed by some of the people close to the family that they couldn't afford the funeral. So we were able to step up and pay for the funeral, and we're going to have a celebration of life after the funeral here at Gallery Furniture for a proper send-off for Jocelyn, which is one of the many tragedies of this immigration crisis.
Yes, indeed. Obviously, this is a great example of helping out the family, but I would imagine there's a huge outpouring elsewhere. What has been the community reaction?
The community has certainly rallied around Jocelyn's mom and her family, and the mayor was up there. The police department did an outstanding job working around the clock for about 48 hours to find the perpetrators. So kudos to the Houston Police Department and the mayor for their leadership in this time of tragedy. And, you know, Houston's a very inclusive community. We wrap our arms around our own, and Jocelyn was certainly one of our own. So we will continue to mourn her death and celebrate her life in the next several days. And there's a hole in our hearts forever.
You attended a vigil for her. What was that like?
The vigil was great. It was right up the street. It was organized hastily, very heavily attended, a typical Houston event with the people of all races, colors, and creeds there coming together as we mourn and pray for Jocelyn and her family. So it was a great vigil. The mayor showed his leadership by being there. It was very hot, but it was a very fitting tribute to this wonderful young girl whose life was cut way too short. And she does have a GoFundMe page, which people are contributing to. So lots of good things are happening as we rally around Jocelyn's family in this time of tremendous need. And the tragedy is their lives are now ruined because of this senseless act.
Did you get a chance to talk to Jocelyn's family? And if so, what did they have to say?
I did talk to her mom. Her mom was very grateful for the contribution we made to the funeral, but you know, they're overwhelmed with grief. So our prayers are continuing to go out to the family, and I think it's good to see the city rally around them and give them support in this, their darkest hour.
What message do you have for politicians right now about what needs to be done to prevent anything this horrifying from happening again?
You know, my message would be, what would future generations say about us when we let these predators come in and kill our own children? It's just a horrible look for Houston, for Texas, for the entire country. The immigration, we're all for illegal immigration, but the illegal immigration has to stop, and then we won't be seeing, we'll be seeing pictures of wonderful young people like Jocelyn graduating from high school and college and becoming great productive citizens, not another tragedy of an American citizen being slain by these illegal immigrants. So all this immigration, it's obviously a failed experiment. It's got to stop, and it's got to stop now.
Well, it's certainly something that I don't understand how it's a political issue. It's a common sense issue, and you're exactly right. Mac, thank you so much for what you're doing, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. We pray for Jocelyn. Please help her out in her GoFundMe account. Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.